Caspofungin. Caspofungin INN brand name Cancidas is a lipopeptide antifungal drug from Merck Co., Inc., discovered by James Balkovec, Regina Black, and Francis A. Bouffard. It is a member of a new class of antifungals termed the echinocandins. It works by inhibiting the enzyme 1,3-bd-glucan synthase and thereby disturbing the integrity of the fungal cell wall. Caspofungin was the first inhibitor of fungal 1,3-bd-glucan synthesis to be approved by the United States Food and Drug Administration. Caspofungin is administered intravenously. Spectrum of activity. Caspofungin has been effective in treating fungal infections caused by Aspergillus and Candida species. It is a member of the echinocandin family, a new class of antifungal agents with a broad spectrum of activity against all Candida species. In comparison to treatment with either fluconazole or amphotericin B, all three drugs in this class have been demonstrated to be highly effective or superior in well-defined clinical settings including invasive Candida infections, Candida esophagitis, and candidemia. Higher minimum inhibitory concentration of these agents has been observed against C. parapsilosis and C. guillermondiae. The following summarizes susceptibility for a few medically significant organisms. Candida albicans 0.1516 mg/ml, Candida krusei 0.38 mg/ml, Cryptococcus neoformans 16 mg/ml. Indications. Caspofungin acetate for injection was originally approved by both the Food and Drug Administration (FDA) in the US and the EMEA in Europe in 2001. Its currently approved therapeutic indications by both organizations include the empirical therapy of presumed fungal infections and febrile, neutropenic adult patients, and for salvage therapy in patients' treatment of invasive aspergillosis in adult patients whose disease is refractory to or who are intolerant of other antifungal agents, i.e. conventional. Additionally, the FDA approval includes indication for the treatment of candidemia and some specific Candida infections, intra-abdominal abscesses, peritonitis, pleural cavity infections, and esophagitis, and the EMEA approval includes indication for the treatment of general invasive candidiasis in adult patients. Metabolism. Slowly metabolized by peptide hydrolysis and an acetylation in liver. Therefore, in case of liver impairment, the dose needs to be reduced. Caspofungin also undergoes spontaneous chemical degradation to an open-ring peptide compound, L-747,969. Additional metabolism involves hydrolysis into constitutive amino acids and their derivatives, including dihydroxyhamatyrosine and an acetyl dihydroxyhamatyrosine. Clinical efficacy. About 36% of patients refractory to other therapies responded well to caspofungin therapy, while even 70% of patients intolerant to other therapies were classified as responders. Direct comparative studies to other drugs in the treatment of invasive aspergillosis have so far not been undertaken. Contraindications. Known hypersensitivity to caspofungin acetate or any other ingredient contained in the formulation contraindicate its use. Warnings, pregnancy and lactation. Caspofungin has been shown in animal studies to have embryotoxic properties and therefore has been assigned to Class C. It should only be given to pregnant women if the benefit to the mother clearly outweighs the potential risk to her fetus. The drug is found in the milk of lactating rats, but it is not known whether this is seen in humans. Thus, lactating women should be treated cautiously. Geriatric patients. Ordinarily, no dose adjustments are necessary, however, greater sensitivity of some older individuals cannot be ruled out. Pediatric patients. Caspofungin is FDA approved for pediatric patients 3 months and older. Dosing is based on body surface area BSA as calculated by the molecular formula. Side effects. Compared to amphotericin B, caspofungin seems to have a relatively low incidence of side effects. In clinical studies and post-marketing reports, the side effects seen in 1% or more of the patients were as follows: gastrointestinal system, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and diarrhea; central nervous system, headache; whole body, fever, phlebitis or thrombophlebitis, complications at the intravenous cannulation, site e.g. induration; unspecified pain, flu-like syndrome, myalgia, chills, and paresthesia; respiratory dyspnea; renal, increased plasma creatinine, hematological anemia; electrolytes, hypokalemia, liver, increased liver enzymes, asymptomatic; hypersensitivity, rash, facial edema, pruritus, other tachycardia. Additionally, infrequent cases of symptomatic liver damage, peripheral edema, and swelling and hypercalcemia have been seen. One case of anaphylaxis, severe allergic reaction, has also been noted. Resistance. Resistance in C. albicans has been described, but is currently still rare. The mechanism is probably a point mutation in the 1,3-β-glucan synthase gene. Drug interactions. Cyclosporin, C. under hepatic effects. Tacrolimus, potential pharmacokinetic interactions. Other systemic antimycotic agents. With amphotericin B, itraconazole, and mycophenolate, no interactions have been seen. Inducers of drug clearance, e.g. carbamazepine, phenytoin, rifampin, dexamethasone. Consider 70 mg intravenous as maintenance dose instead of 50 mg. Duration of treatment. The mean duration of therapy in previous studies was 34 days. Some patients were even healed by a one-day treatment. However, a few patients were treated for as long as 162 days and tolerated the drug well, indicating that long-time use may be indicated and tolerated favorably in complicated cases of aspergillosis. Generally, the duration of treatment is dictated by the severity of the disease, the clinical response, and the improvement of immunocompetence in immunocompromised patients. Dosage. An initial dose of 70 mg by intravenous infusion is given, followed by 50 mg intravenous daily. If no response is seen or if inducers of caspofungin clearance, see above, are co-administered, the daily dose may be increased to 70 mg. An infusion should take approximately 1 hour. Dosage forms. Cancidas 50 mg for intravenous infusion, manufacturer Merck. Cancidas 70 mg for intravenous infusion, manufacturer Merck. Brand names in countries other than the US may vary. Semisynthesis, synthesis. Caspofungin is semisynthesized from echinocandin B0, a fermentation product of Glariolazoensis.